Hello everyone, Cinema Jack is in touch and today I will tell you about the 5th and 6th episodes of the 11th season of the Walking Dead series. For a better understanding of what is happening, I advise you to look at the retelling of the previous series using the links in the description. Aaron has a nightmare in which he and Gracie get lost in the woods. The wolf, the savior, and other enemies from Aaron's past surround him and strike him. Aaron wakes up with a fright, safe in bed. That morning, Jerry, after going to the toilet, looks out the window and sees a walker wandering the walls of Alexandria. He notifies everyone. Aaron hears the commotion outside and tells Gracie to hide in the basement. Walkers enter Alexandria through a gap in the wall formed due to a fallen panel. The team lifts the panel back up while the others kill the walkers. In the introductory video of the Commonwealth, a man named Lance Hornsby welcomes viewers to the Commonwealth and talks about the benefits of living in it. He explains that the population of the Commonwealth is 50,000 people, and its governor is Pamela Milton. The Commonwealth clerk turns off the video and gives Eugene, Yumika and Ezekiel and the princess a job and housing assignment. Eugene says they had no intention of staying in the Commonwealth, but the clerk advises them to discuss it with the head of their business. Yumika reads her letter and sees that it is a 6AI Pi invitation to discuss the possibilities of the Commonwealth. Yumika hands the letter to the clerk and asks for a meeting with her brother. Walkers swarm the walls of Alexandria. Rosita, Aaron, Carol and Jerry decide to go to the hilltop to find blacksmithing tools that can be used to strengthen the walls. Maggie and Negan kill walkers in the woods on their way to the supply depot. They argue about the merits of Maggie's plan. Aaron's group stays at the Hilton and discovers that it is crowded with walkers. They recognize the walking former residents of the hilltop. Jerry and Aaron show emotion by killing walkers. Judith tells a gang of boys to stop bullying walkers through a hole in the wall. Vincent pushes her and says Michonne dumped her. Judith puts a knife to his throat. Gracie intervenes. Maggie and Negan arrive at the supply depot and find it empty. Negan offers to return some of the food to Alexandria, but Maggie says they need a lot more food to feed the residents. Negan insists that they return if no one shows up before sunset. Yumika walks into the bakery where her brother Tommy works. Tommy is shocked to see her alive. Aaron's group is looking for supplies in the hilltop. They notice walkers moving in a herd and realize that one of them is a whisperer. Aaron discovers the whisperer and knocks him to the ground, and then rips off his mask. Lydia recognizes the whisperer and tells Aaron not to kill him. Eugene and Stephanie are buying ice cream at an ice cream parlor. The clerk makes a special order for Governor Milton. Eugene asks Stephanie for advice on how to leave the Commonwealth. She offers him help in radio communication with his people, but says it may take a couple of weeks. And the tongues or the princess informs Eugene that they won't be able to talk to the case manager for 5 weeks. Eugene asks Stephanie if she can give him unofficial access to the radio. Mercer watches them suspiciously from afar. Judith returns home and finds a souvenir she made with Carl broken on the ground. She asks Vincent if he broke it, but he denies it. Rosita finds Judith sitting on the porch with a broken souvenir. Judith cries and says that everyone has left. Rosita comforts Judith. Aaron interrogates the whisperer, whose name is Keith. He insists that he is the only whisperer left in the hilltop. Lydia defends Keith, but Aaron doesn't believe him. Jerry and Aaron drag the whale into the root cellar and find other whisperers there. Keith insists they are the last. Jerry sees Navila's scarf and realizes that these whisperers helped burn Alexandria. Keith grabs a knife and cuts Aaron, allowing the rest of the whisperers to escape. Stephanie brings Eugene and Ezekiel and the princess to the train station, which now serves as the headquarters for various Commonwealth agencies. She takes Eugene to the radio room. Yumika catches up with Tommy. Tommy explains that he found the fellowship very early and that he is happy to work as a baker, not a surgeon. Yumika asks if there is an opportunity to bring her people to the Commonwealth. Tommy replies that anything is possible if you follow the rules. The princess sees Mercer approaching the train station and flirting with him to distract attention. Mercer briefly enters into conversation with her, but the more she talks, the more stoic she is. Aaron and Jerry hang Keith from the rafters of the stable and demand to know how many more whisperers are left. Kit begs Lydia for help. Aaron pushes the walker onto the whale's arm, and then offers to amputate it and prevent infection if the whale tells them where his people are. Carol kills the walker and warns Aaron of the danger that Rage is fraught with. Eugene radioed Rosita in Alexandria and informed her that they were safe. Rosita informs Eugene about the fate of the Whisperers, but says that Alexandria lies in ruins. They're losing touch. Mercer breaks into Eugene and Stephanie and arrests them. Anne the princess is standing in the corridor, also arrested. Negan decides to leave the supply depot and return some of the food to Alexandria. Maggie says their mission isn't over yet. They quarrel, but they are interrupted by the appearance of Gabriel and Elijah. Gabriel suggests they wait for Daryl and Frost. Maggie smiles in agreement. The overseer informs Eugene, Eichel and the princess that they are accused of several crimes and will be expelled if they are found guilty. Stephanie and Hornsby enter the room. Hornsby orders the overseer to release Eugene's group. Stephanie tells them that Hornsby can protect them from exile, but they will still have to pay for their crimes. Keith recovers from the amputation and thanks Carol. He says that he saw one of their people come out alive from the cave where the Alpha kept his hoard. They understand that he is talking about a horse. Aaron suggests they look for her first thing in the morning. They're leaving Hilltop. Coney and Virgil are running away from something in the woods. Virgil offers them shelter in a nearby house, but Coney insists that they keep running. They sense the approach of something and run. Coney and Virgil run up to the house. Coney pushes the front door and they hide inside. Walkers swarm at the front door. Back in Alexandria, Carol and Aaron argue about the strategy of finding Coney. Magna notices that Kelly is missing. Kelly rides a horse along the road to find the horses on her own. Coney and Virgil search the house and reconvene in the living room. Virgil tells Coney that the house is empty, but Coney shakes his head. Virgil reminds Coney that she hasn't slept in a few days and persuades her to sleep, but Coney worries that it's not safe in the house. She decides to search the house again. In Meridian, Carver tortures Frost and demands to tell him where his people are. Frost doesn't say anything. Pope orders Daryl to be interrogated. Daryl holds Frost in a chokehold and orders him to reveal the location of his friends. Frost refuses. Daryl cuts off Frost's finger and again demands to know the location of his friends. Frost finally reveals the location of the supply depot. Pope sends Leah to scout the place with a team of Reapers. The horse searches the house. She opens the first aid kit and sees a pair of wild eyes looking at her through a crack in the wall. She runs to Virgil and tells him that they are not alone.
We are Copper.
Daryl, Leah, Carver and a team of Reapers approach the supply depot. Daryl gently shakes the hanging telephone wire to warn Maggie of their arrival. Maggie looks out the window and sees that the wire is swinging. The Reapers break into the supply warehouse and search the house. There's no one there. Leah orders them to search the whole city. Kelly finds an abandoned Coney camp in the woods. She reads Kanya's notebook and cries. Virgil checks the first aid kit and finds nothing. He wonders if Coney was hallucinating. Coney refuses to stay in the house and leaves the room. Someone slams the door behind her, cutting her off from Virgil. A feral man is running towards her on all fours. Coney runs into the room and slams the door behind him. The savage is beating against it. The Reapers are searching another house. Leah finds some wet, bloody bandages, which indicates that someone has been there recently. Daryl notices a trapdoor under the carpet and quietly pushes the carpet. He offers to follow Maggie's group outside. Carver suspects something and quarrels with Daryl. Leah sends Carver upstairs to check the rooms again and warns Daryl not to make Carver angry. Maggie, Negan, Gabriel and Elijah are listening from the basement. Carol, Rosita and Magna find Kelly in the woods. Kelly tells them that she has found Coney's camp. Magna reads Coney's notebook, from which it turns out that Coney and Virgil were followed. They continue to search. The horses keep the door closed until the savage is quiet on the other side. She enters the basement and sees human bones scattered all over the floor. The shelves rattle when the savage wakes up and bursts into the room. Coney hides in the cracks between the walls. Virgil runs into the room and slams the door. The savage hits the door from the other side. Coney peeks through a hole in the wall and sees Virgil in the next room. She knocks on the wall, attracting Virgil's attention. The savage sneaks up on Virgil and attacks him. Virgil is fighting a savage. Hungry, he shouts. Coney hits the wall, distracting the savage for a moment. Virgil stabs him in the chest with a knife. Coney continues pounding on the wall. Virgil plunges his knife into the wall, narrowly missing Coney. Coney punches the wall with his hand. Virgil realizes it's Coney and pulls her out. Daryl and Carver are arguing. Daryl criticizes the Reaper's attack plan and cunningly includes information about the Reapers in the conversation, knowing that Maggie's group is eavesdropping. Daryl admits that the only reason he joined the Reapers was Ali's concern, but says he will follow Pope out of fear. Carver notices the trap door and opens it. The basement is empty. Maggie's group quietly gets out of the basement and runs away. Carol's group searches for Coney until nightfall. They reach the intersection. Kelly chooses a direction. Wounded and weak, Virgil gives Coney his knife and urges her to run. Coney refuses to leave him. They hear the creatures moving upstairs and run out of the room with their weapons at the ready. The savages attack from all sides, and Virgil gets stabbed by one of them. Coney has an idea. She smears herself with the guts of walkers and opens the front door, letting all the walkers inside. The walkers devour the savages, ignoring Coney, who blocks Virgil in the corner with her body. Coney and Virgil stumble out and fall. Two walkers run out of the house. Kelly shoots them with a slingshot and tearfully reunites with Coney. The Reapers are returning to Meridian. Carver informs Pope that Maggie's group has escaped. Paul says that he continued to interrogate Frost after they left and received all the necessary information. They see Frost tied to a pole, now he's a walker. Poke talks to Carver alone until they go into the house. Leo looks at the tree.